Hey guys, welcome back to the cabin. Today we got a fun video for you. A lot of you guys asked for this video, so we're gonna do it.
Yep, it's Q&As. So we're answering some of your questions.
Yep. And Jen asked on a community post, so we got a lot of good questions.
Yep, between Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I made posts and I got a lot of great questions. So we're gonna go through about 10 to 20 of them today.
Yep. And we figure we might as well do it during our walk instead of sitting on a couch and, looking goofy. We could walk around and look goofy. So we hope you guys enjoy the video. If you're, had questions for the last few years, or you're new here and you had questions, hopefully we'll get to your question today. Mm-hmm. So let's get rolling, and I'll try to keep the camera as steady as possible. And you might hear some dog wrestling in the background.
It's the warmest it's been in like 3 days.
Yeah.
AKA not in negative temperatures.
Yes. It is above zero. The last few days have been life below zero. So
the dogs are happy to be outside as well.
Yeah. So I don't think these questions are in any particular order, right? Or they just...
No, I just kind of wrote down the ones from everything.
Yep.
So...
So, what is question number one, young lady?
Why did we choose off-grid?
Most frequently asked question, or just a very commonly asked question?
Yep.
And just for the record, too, Jen has seen all these questions. I kind of glanced at them for 2 seconds, so hopefully I could give you some good input. So why did we go off-grid? Jen, in Jen's opinion, why did we go off-grid?
Well, that was the cheapest land that we could find when we were looking to buy property.
Yeah.
We looked at a lot of different properties, and this one fit our wants and needs the best.
Yeah.
And it was off-grid, and it was affordable.
Yeah. It wasn't off-grid when we bought it. It was
Forest.
affordable. Affordable, beautiful land that we are very blessed to have gotten, right? Mm-hmm. And price was a big part of it. We were looking at property for a couple years before we got married, and we found another property that actually was on grid, vacant property, and we didn't buy it because it was twice the price of this one.
And it would have been on like a busy corner of like a road.
Yeah.
Like in a neighborhood that we didn't really like. We liked the isolation.
Yep, it was kind of like an up north neighborhood, but not really, but it was, there's a lot of people around.
Yeah.
And here, there's
nobody.
A lot of people around.
We have state land bordering us.
Yep. That's off-grid, and we wanted to simplify our lives, and we didn't want to wait until we were 50 or 60 to do it when we had the money saved up, right?
Yep.
And I think things have worked out pretty good.
Yep.
So is there any other reason off-grid? I mean, just simple life, right?
Just
the lifestyle.
Simpler lifestyle.
Yeah, we always like the we like the outdoors.
Although off-grid isn't necessarily simpler life.
Not at all.
Because we're always working.
Yeah, you have to provide all of your everything.
Utilities,
when you are off-grid. So, but anyway, sorry, stumbling here. So anyway, what's question number two? Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
All right, number
and
two.
Another question we have that goes with that: how many acres do we have here?
Oh,
we have just under 15 acres.
Yeah, we have a few different parcels that are just a little under 4 acres each, or 5 acres each, sorry. And so it's just under 15 acres. And it's a pretty good shape. It's shaped like a rectangle, so we don't have like those long skinny lots, right? Mm-hmm. So, and do you, just to go along with that, you know, why do we have 15 acres? Is it because you need 15 acres to go off grid, or just kind of worked out that way, right?
Just kind of worked out that way. We bought a little bit
Yeah.
at a time. We wanted to expand our privacy, and that's what we did.
Yeah, like 2 parcels of land are kind of just like buffer, right?
Yep.
So the neighbors don't get too close. So that's 15 acres. We probably only use half of that, right?
Correct.
Or even maybe just a third of it. There's
wooded.
Huh?
And the rest is wooded and
Yeah.
private.
Yep. 2/3, half to 2/3 of it is just, we barely ever even go on it, to be honest. It's very hilly and thick, and it's beautiful land. We just don't have any reason to go over there.
Yep.
So, other than, you know, once every year or so, we walk around and check things out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, what's the next question?
Another question going with land and off-grid. Why don't we have a well? And that is such a repeated question. This was very much asked, so I made sure to write that one down.
Yeah, and there's a couple reasons why we don't have a well, right?
Yep.
We don't have a shallow well because
Well, the only place we'd have one is down here at camp.
and I don't think it would work. So that's why we don't have a shallow well. But why don't we have a regular drilled well?
Up at the cabin because there's no trucks or machinery that would get up there. It's a very steep hill, and we're like 1,100 feet high, so above sea level. So it'd probably have to be a very, very deep well.
Yes, all the neighbors that have wells around here, their wells are 250 feet deep, give or take. And a 250-foot well is not something we could do on our own.
Nope.
And
we're much higher than a lot of the neighbors also.
yes, so, and I think mainly the main reason we didn't have a well, there's 2 more reasons. The well originally, like the first couple years, you just don't know what you're going to do at a property, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we spent a lot of time here to learn if this was going to be our forever property. And, you know, we weren't going to just drill a well on a piece of property that we weren't committed to, right?
Correct.
The next thing is affordable, right? Wells in this area or in Michigan used to be $5,000 to $10,000. Well, now they're $15,000 to $20,000 for a well. So affordability.
And that's in like a, ideal situation to get to one. Ours is not in an ideal situation.
Yeah. So $15,000 to $20,000 is not something that we were able to afford the first few years of us having this property. We just spent our money on, the property, and then developing things and old tractors and old equipment and stuff just to stay afloat, right?
Correct.
So now after 7 years of being here, we could probably afford a well. We might be able to get a well truck to our lower portion of our property, but that doesn't do us a whole lot of good.
No.
And we would have to go transfer water, whereas rainwater just falls from the sky.
Yep. And we do have to transfer that, but we're not transferring it uphill like we would if there was a well down at camp.
Yes, I have gone through a couple of old pickup trucks over the last 5 to 7 years. Tranny issues, mainly because I'm towing heavy stuff up this hill. I abused those trucks, and they paid the price. So anyway, so no more hauling water up that steep hill if we can help it, right?
Correct.
So what else?
Today's video is sponsored by Factor. I really like Factor because it comes quick, delivered right to your door once a week. We love our Factor meals because it's easy to make meals while we stay healthy. This is real food, real ingredients, made without refined seed oils, refined sugars, and artificial colors or sweeteners. Focusing on nutrient-dense foods that support lasting energy, strength, and overall wellness. I really like that this is just heat, eat, and enjoy. Ready in just 2 minutes. They have a wide variety of plans to choose from. You can set up and choose your meal plan, what works for you and your family. Factor's great because they are quick, fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted, and dietitian-approved meals from high protein, calorie smart, GLP-1, low carb, and more. If you're interested in trying out Factor, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use off-grid FB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code off-grid FB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off, plus free breakfast for 1 year. This offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renew subscription purchase.
All right, so I switch arms, guys. What's the next question?
If we could be off-grid in any other state, would we? And where? Sometimes in the winter, you think that, yeah, it'd be nice to like be in Florida or be south somewhere. But I think we both really like all the seasons and the challenges that they give us. Yes. Maybe in 20 years we'll feel differently, but I love all the seasons here in Michigan.
Yeah, it keeps life interesting when every 3 months things change.
Yeah.
So, Scout.
So Here, I'll beep him. Come here.
He's fine as long as he's not
he's
eating
not
anything.
Eating anything. He's just digging.
So
I don't think we would go anywhere else because the seasons are so beautiful. Like summer's awesome here. Fall is stunning.
Yes.
And winter's great too, even though it's cold. It is beautiful. So, and all the seasons are only 3 months. So you get
3 to 4 months. You
just got to push through each season, and it's not that bad. But
yeah, I can't think of any others. I mean, we have a good variety of climate and precipitation and stuff too. Like the desert doesn't interest me. I mean, obviously it'd be cool for solar.
But if we like went south to Florida, you got to worry about hurricanes. And then if you worry about like middle America, you got to worry about tornadoes and really violent thunderstorms and stuff. And we don't have any like extreme weather. We get a lot of snow, but that's about it. It's not like gonna destroy our cabin or anything kind of stuff.
Yep. So we're pretty happy with it. We like traveling to other states. We like a little break in the winter time, but I don't think we would trade it.
No.
We see lots of, you see on movies and stuff, like out west looks beautiful. Yes, it's hard to say because we have not traveled to all the states yet. So maybe in the next 5 to 10 years we will travel. And we'll find a different state and be like, oh man, Michigan just was a giant waste of time. But I doubt it. We love Michigan. We love the environment. There's certain things about it that aren't great, but pretty good.
Yes.
No other states. We like to just travel to other states and visit.
And all our families here. We'd miss our family a lot.
Yeah.
We love Michigan.
So, all right. So what's the next one?
At what age do you think this lifestyle will be difficult? Like
all ages. All ages. Doesn't matter if you're 20 or you're 65 or 75. All aspects, all ages.
It is difficult. It's always work.
Yeah. We, even before we were off grid, we would spend a week or two a year on a vacation, just like most people. They go on a vacation, right? We like to have a little break. We work on our own accord, right? But we work hard, and it's difficult at all ages. I think money helps if you have a little bit of money to purchase better equipment, right?
Which we're working on getting slowly.
Yep.
We're not.
Better machines to get in and out of here. Better machines to clear snow.
Yep.
Do stuff. It would have been really nice to have a nice skid steer or tractor 6-7 years ago and through this whole process, right?
Right, but we didn't want to start off everything being in debt.
Yeah. And, in retrospect, maybe we should have bought and had a $400 a month payment. But honestly, when we did this, Jen and I, we never had a lot of money.
No. We like to live simply.
Yeah, we never had car payments. We had no mortgage. We had no payments of any sort. We don't make a lot of money, but we spend it carefully, right?
Yep.
So at all ages, it's hard to be off-grid, in my opinion.
Yeah, 'cause it's always just a lot of work. You're not just You're not just buying a piece of land and building a cabin and then sitting around with your feet up.
Yeah.
There's always work to be done, so you're constantly taxing on your body.
And there are certain things that even in the short 7 years we've been here doing this that I can no longer do, like, or don't want to do in fear of hurting myself, you know.
Yes.
From a young, you know, early 30s to early 40s guy now, I don't want to move heavy snowmobiles and get stuck in the snow. Like, even just some of the struggles to get back here is the biggest thing. I think getting back here is the hardest thing, right?
In the winter, yeah.
Yeah, because everything else we could do at a different pace, or at your own pace. Mm-hmm. But here you're at the mercy of, you know, you have to get to the cabin as fast as possible because you're cold. Snowmobiles, fortunately we have no snowmobile breakdowns, just stuck. I mean, we have old snowmobiles that break down.
Hey, come!
Come on, boys.
I don't even see them.
Who's down that hill? So I think we got another good 20 years in us, right?
Yes.
Especially if we, you know, maybe we get a side-by-side with tracks to get back here. Maybe we will build my 4,000 square foot log cabin down here at camp. And then all we'll have to do is have a plow to get back here. So because we have everything pretty well established here, I think we would be fine, right? Other than getting in and out of here. Building would be hard, just the weird angles and lifting heavy boards and stuff above your head, you know, like, just, it's taxing on your body. I would do it as early as you can if we're going to answer that question.
But don't not do it either.
Yeah, if you're in your 50s or 60s and you want to do it. Just maybe simplify it a little more than we are.
Yes.
And do what you could do. Buy a shed and convert it if you have to. But I think we got 20 more years in us, right?
Yes.
And then maybe this will just be our retreat. Who knows? I might be 6 feet under. Who knows? You never know. That's why we do what we do, because there's no guarantees in life.
Correct.
So what's the next question?
Another question we get all the time is, why do we not have any animals here besides the dogs?
Oh, I'm too much work for Jen.
It's a commitment to have animals, guys.
Yeah.
You have to take care of them every single day. They need food, they need water, and like Jay said, we like to go camping or go travel or go do something here and there, and we don't want to have to rely on neighbors or anyone else to take care of that kind of livestock.
Yeah.
So you either have livestock and don't get to... You either have livestock and a more active homestead, or you can travel and experience the world, and that's kind of what we choose to do.
Yep. And we haven't gotten to travel much lately because this is what we've chosen to do with our time. And, you know, it costs money to travel.
Yeah. We had chickens when we were in our 20s before we started our off-grid journey.
And we love chickens.
We loved having chickens, but when we did want to travel, we had to have somebody come take care of the chickens and worry about wildlife getting to them and stuff. So we just kind of decided to not do that
Yep. It's
place.
not a part-time hobby.
No.
It's not a hobby at all. It's a lifestyle.
No. Yeah, and I see that all the time on Instagram, and I'm going to make a whole video about it. But hobby homesteading's a lie. You either have animals and it's your lifestyle, or you don't. You can't just hobby it.
It's, you know, our desires are for a simpler life, not a more chore-involved life.
Yes. We already have enough chores here between melting snow, getting wood,
maintaining everything to be comfortable and have fun.
So we just opt to not have animals.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, I think we're going to make a video about this too, is there's no perfect situation either. Like, we have woods property the woods is a great place to enjoy the wilderness and the peacefulness of the woods.
It's not ideal.
Farm is it wouldn't be practical to farm here.
No.
We'd have to clear all the land, and if I was going to do that, I would just buy a piece of farmland.
Yes.
So we're not farmers.
Nope.
We
Just
like
off-grid, simple living.
we like to grow stuff.
Have a small garden, but nothing, mass production wise.
Goats are cute to look at in other people's videos, and chickens are nice because they provide you with eggs. But
you gotta collect their eggs like every day and feed them and water them, and it's just
too
keep
much them alive.
Yes.
So
I've done it. It was fun, but
we did it for what, 8 or 10 years?
Yeah, we've got a couple neighbors down the road from us that have chickens and are happy to share the eggs with us and stuff, and we
help them and.
Yeah, we help them take care of their chickens if they need it, so we get to kind of have chickens without being committed.
Yep. It's kind of like having a neighbor that has a dog, and your dogs can be best friends. You have 1.5 dogs. we get our agriculture, or we get our farm. What's it called?
Livestock.
Livestock. Yeah, we get our livestock fill from
neighbors.
Visiting. So just not our thing. If I'm going to spend more time doing random stuff, it's going to be more fishing and hunting and getting our food that way.
Yes.
So what's next?
Are we ever going to build onto the cabin? Any more plans to build onto that? I would say as of right now, no. We're pretty content with it. We've got the bedroom, we've got the bathroom, and a good-sized living room, kitchen, living area. And it's just the two of us, so...
Yeah, I don't see any reason. We're going to improve some of the systems. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of the stuff we've set up over the last few years was semi-temporary, to work for a while. Like we'll probably do better water drainage or septic or water input, So just like the bunker, like our solar is now in a bunker where it's more safe. It's a better system. It's protected from the weather most of the time. That's everything's getting better and better. Improvements, but not additions, I don't think.
No.
If we ever decided we wanted something bigger and better or more, I think we would just start a different building. Like I said, down here at camp or Scout or Timber. Dorcas. Yeah, we gotta go. We're getting cold, aren't we?
He's part cat.
Yeah, we're getting cold. We get cold feet. Like this area down here where we started with our RV and camper, maybe we'll build a house down here with a well and with power. Maybe if we want to spend $100,000.
Yes.
But I doubt it.
So
$100,000 to get it dragged in. So any additions?
No.
I don't think we need any additions, right?
No, not on the cabin.
Nope. So anyway, no additions. So what else? What's the next question?
Are we debt free? Yeah, basically, you could say whatever. I mean, your truck's paid off for. We have money in the bank for it, so we can say that. I'm
going to tell them. So go ahead, start over.
Are we debt free? And that is a big question we get all the time, and I see asked a lot on all the other off-grid channels also.
Yeah. Currently, at this minute, we are not 100% debt free. We purchased a new truck last January in 2025, and it is 2026 now, and we have the money to pay that truck off, but we have paid it 85% off, 90% off. We owe like $10,000 left on that truck, and we paid off $40,000 of it last year.
Yep.
That's how we roll.
Saving that money right now.
Yep. And we did not pay cash for that truck, basically, because we spent a lot of our money here. And nobody should ever not have a nest egg, not a nest egg, but like a backup 6-month supply of money. What do you call that? Emergency fund. So we could have spent a lot of our emergency fund and just paid cash for the truck and, pulled money out of places, but
we chose not to.
Yeah.
But that is the only debt we have. We don't owe on several machines, and that's why. Another question we have is why we don't have a bunch of machines. Why we don't have a nice tractor.
Yep.
Because we don't want to have lots of
More
debt and multiple payments of everything.
Yep.
Because this YouTube is our primary source of income, and you never know what could happen. Tomorrow, it could all dry up, and if we owed money to 6 different things,
they would get them back.
We would all be very sad. So
Yeah.
we just buy things one at a time. We take our time.
There you go. Big secret's out. The truck will be paid off in the next 2 or 3 months.
Yes.
We're gonna pay it off in a few months, because just every extra dollar we have, we throw at that, right? So that's why, again, you guys see us do sponsors and stuff too, because sponsors are 2/3 of our income.
Yep. So they help pay
Yes.
the truck off.
Yep, and we try not to show you guys just random stuff, but Jen's working a little less now too, and we want to pay off that truck.
Yes.
And you know what? If you guys don't want to buy stuff, that's okay. You don't have to buy stuff just because I showed you it, right?
Correct.
So there you go. That truck will be paid off thanks to you guys watching our videos and to our lovely sponsors. So, what's the next question, ma'am?
What are our plans for building this year in 2026? Well,
what are our plans?
you guys have seen us finishing the greenhouse.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked out those videos, I'll have a playlist in the description box.
Yep.
We are also going to be working on Jay's Sugar Shack.
Yep.
And that's 2 things already done for 2026, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And
Things that we wouldn't even started until May or April, right?
yep, but I pushed him to get started.
I'm happy and very fortunate to have this lady that does that.
And I think the 2 things we're really going to focus on this year is an outdoor kitchen,
Yep.
somewhere where you can cook all sorts of food. I can bake. You can have like a pizza stove,
Pizza oven and
all sorts of awesome stuff.
wood fire grill, stuff like that.
And we're going to try to build something down here at camp for a shelter for like the boat
Yep.
and the snowmobile and a future tractor eventually.
Yep.
Because I told Jay we're not going to be investing any money into a tractor until we have a shelter for it, because
Proper.
we're not going to just go buy something worth tens of thousands of dollars and then just leave it in the elements.
Yeah.
Just not our style. We're going to try to take care of it. We leave our older stuff, because I see some of you ask it, why do we leave some of that outside? Because it's old and it's only worth $1,000 or so.
You
But
know,
if
all
we're going to
of
buy
our-
a nice tractor, we're going to need a shelter for it.
Yep. Everything we own here, pretty much, that's out in the open is like a $400, $500 machine. Snowmobiles, our boat. We bought this stuff specifically because
We didn't have shelters for it.
Yeah, we have our nice side-by-side. That's in the barn.
Yep.
The mule, we're still trying to figure that out, but that's going to go in the shelter that we build down here. It's just a priorities. The mini cabin, guest cabin for friends, family, Jen's baking.
Yep.
Bunker was for
Solar
solar
so
stuff.
it's better.
Greenhouses for our
Growing
gardening.
and Sugar Shack is important to have too.
Yep.
So this summer you will be seeing us build outdoor kitchen and a shelter down at camp. So
Yep, 100% this
those
year.
are our
We've-
2 must get done projects. Who knows what this one will come up with. So
You never know. Sometimes I see other people doing stuff. I'm like, I want one.
last year at this time, a bunker was not at all on our goals, on our plans, and that is how we spent almost all of last summer.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep you more entertained this summer, because we're going to have a couple different kinds of builds going on.
Yep. And that's on the top of the list this year, not the back of the
Yep,
list, right?
those are 1 and 2 must get done.
Yep. All right,
And I'm
cool.
excited about that.
Yeah.
The outdoor kitchen, we're going to start drafting up some ideas and stuff for it, so we can kind of have like a plan once all of this melts
Yep.
in June.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be a cool project. So what's the next thing, lady?
Let's see. Well, that kind of goes with the long-term goals, a couple people ask that, and each year we figure out a couple new projects we want to do.
Yeah.
Long-term goals, just figure it out a little at a time.
Yeah. We were at this, a couple years ago, our long-term goal was to make our lives here more comfortable. And I've been working, and Jenny has now too, at making YouTube work for us. That has been something that's eaten up a lot of our time, is YouTube. But it's our income and our work now. And we love it, and we're very fortunate to make it work. If you had big bills and expenses and fancier lifestyle than we do even, there's a lot easier ways to make money.
Yes.
And more money, but we don't need a ton of money. So YouTube works for us. YouTube is not a get-rich-quick thing.
No.
Or make tons of money quick thing. If we didn't have sponsors, we'd make very little money, right?
Correct.
So that's why we make that work. That's our goal. Our goal was to be bigger than we are right now after this much time. But we're still working at it, right? Still.
And that's a goal this year. We're going to try to hit 100,000 subscribers.
Yep.
And the only way we can do that is by you keep watching our videos, sharing our videos, and subscribing if you're new.
Yep. And none of this we could do without you.
Nope.
So it's like I couldn't do any of this without her.
Nope.
So.
And that leads us to us. Do we always agree on everything when we're making projects?
Not even close.
No, sometimes we both have different ideas and we don't understand sometimes the other person's vision.
Yep.
And sometimes we just have to trust the other person's vision.
we bicker a lot, and I won't even try to deny it. It's
just part of
mostly me
working together all the time.
Yeah. Whew. All right, guys, we're back at the cabin. The dogs were getting cold. Their feet were cold, so we had to go get them in the cabin. So what was the last question before that we got interrupted with? So what's the next question?
Well, in the wintertime, how often do we go to town? It's a lot harder to do in the wintertime.
Yeah. No, we try to go once a week. One, just to get out of the cabin, right?
Yes.
And two, you need some groceries and stuff. We could stay here for weeks if we wanted.
But sometimes we need supplies.
Yeah, and mainly we go to town just to get stuff for building projects. We don't have the ability to get like large loads of stuff up here in the winter, so we just get a little at a time.
Yes. So
sometimes we go 2 or 3 times a week.
Yep. This past couple of weeks we've gone a lot, which
isn't usual.
Nope. But usually about once a week, and that gets us materials and groceries. We just kind of make it one big trip. It takes like 3 hours to do everything, but it's okay.
Yeah, takes half a day. So
it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So we just make sure we get everything we need.
And we're not hermits. We don't not like to see people. I mean, we are okay with going to town. We're not those people that are going to hide in the woods. So we are, but we're not. So Jen, another question we got a lot, I guess, is about water in the winter. Some of it had to do with why we don't have running water in the winter. Well, we don't have like a normal foundation or crawl space underneath the cabin, so we can't keep the lines from freezing. We could maybe put heat tape on the lines and run that system, but our tanks are above ground. So it's not really that bad to get water the way we do. And how do we do that?
We have some stainless steel pots that we collect the snow in, and we melt it on the wood stove, and then we use that for showering and washing dishes. And when we need to have drinking water and cooking water, we run it through our countertop water filtration systems.
Yeah, and we've used some reverse osmosis systems through the years, and the gravity feed ones work good for us.
Yep.
And melting snow on the wood stove. The water's not as clean as if we collect rainwater and it runs through filters. There is debris, sometimes you get pine needles and leaves and a little bit of dirt, in there, but we just shower with that water.
Yep, and anything else, we just make sure it's clean before we cook or
Drink it.
And we do, that's another thing. We're going to try to figure out a better water storage system for in the summer too, for maybe wintertime. That is one of the questions we were touched on earlier.
Yep.
A better water storage system, so maybe we can get an extra month or two out of our water system.
Or all winter, you never know.
We'll just have to see. We got to find like a really large underground water tank. So that's all, if we can find it and it's affordable.
Yeah, if you guys have been here for a while, I was going to put the bunker over here next to the cabin. So there's a big giant hole that I dug there. We're going to put a water tank in that and see if we can keep water going year round. A lot of people have asked why we don't put a water tote in the loft. Well, I mean, we would use that up in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So you still have to melt water and fill that thing. So I don't
want to look at it.
Yeah, and it's heavy weight up in the loft and takes up space. So it's not really a good solution for us because we don't have a well to go to. Like some people used to go to the river and fill up that canister or whatever, but we still have to melt the snow to get the water anyway. We could fill it up one time in the fall and 125 gallons of water would be gone in a week.
Yeah.
So of showering and doing dishes.
And we don't want to look at it or anything, so it's
not good for the structure to have that much weight. If you did anything more than 100 gallons, you'd have too much weight.
Yeah.
100 gallons of water is nothing. I mean, we use that
between showers in a week.
We use that between showers and dishes in a week. So why wouldn't matter? You still have to melt snow. So how hard was it if we could do anything differently, would we? And then that can kind of be it. All right. So one of the last questions, and this is a biggie, is if we could do anything different, what would we do, right? There are quite a few things I would do differently. Do you have anything in your head?
I don't know. I would have made our bedroom add-on a little bit bigger, so then we could have made the bathroom add-on a little bit bigger. And that's just like a hindsight thing because we didn't really have complete thoughts when we did it.
Well, we had no idea what we were doing when we built the cabin, and this cabin wasn't really supposed to be as elaborate as it has become, right?
Right.
This was just going to be like a little weekend thing we came to once in a while, and we are here like
we loved it, so
all
we just
the time now.
Committed to it.
Yeah, and it works great for us. So, but it wasn't it was supposed to be our learning experience, so we could build maybe a bigger house someday.
And maybe we still will.
Maybe we still will, yeah.
But we've just
in a different state, but I don't know which state.
No.
But we don't know what we're doing building. So this was our experiment. This was our learning experiment, to learn how to build. And I learned a lot. And what else? Anything else that you would do?
I don't know. Just make everything a little bit bigger.
Yeah, just a little bit bigger. I mean, just so we had a little more storage space and a little more.
Yeah, because by having a bigger bedroom, we could have built some closets. Yeah, we have 0 closets in here, and there's no room for that. So we got like dressers, and we've got storage under the bed and stuff. But a couple really nice closets would be fantastic. But alas, we don't.
Dressers, we just fold everything. So and storage under the bed.
Yes.
And the loft.
Yes.
Loft is a lot of storage.
But,
so if I were to do anything differently, my primary thing I would do, if I could go back, I would build a little bit better foundation for this cabin. In the back of my mind, I worry about the foundation on the cabin a little bit. Just because when we started this, we had no money. We were using repurposed posts, pressure-treated posts from my brother's deck. He tore a deck down. So we literally just used the stuff that he gave us to start this cabin. And again, it wasn't supposed to become this elaborate. And I'm not saying a better foundation because there's anything wrong with this. People have asked about this heaving or moving. Honestly, knock on wood, I haven't been under there, but nothing is creaking Nothing
No.
seems unlevel. You know, we have 2x6 floor joists. Maybe I would do 2x8 because the floor is a little not bouncy, but you feel it, you know, when people are walking around. But just maybe a little bit better foundation. You know, use 6x6s rather than 4x6s, or just do like a regular crawl space with, you know, cinder block wall and footer. That would be my thing, because this became as nice as it has become, and it's, you know, more than what I thought we were going to do with it. I would put a better foundation under it. That's it, really. Maybe buy a tractor 5 years ago, because we've struggled with that old tractor, but it made it fun, and it made it a better experience.
And everything we've been through has taught us lessons and gotten us to where we're at. So
it made us appreciate what we have.
So I think that, you know, everything you have to do and whatnot for a reason.
Yeah. And everything's worked out great. I have no complaints.
Nope, we love our little cabin.
Yeah. So hopefully the cabin doesn't fall over until we're done with it. And how many years? 20 years plus? 25 years? We'll
30.
see. 30 years?
30 or 40 years.
Yeah, we'll see. So
thanks for tuning in, guys.
we hope that we didn't breathe too heavy, or snot, or sneeze, or cough too much, or shake the camera too much during this video. But I think it was a little bit better for everyone around to do it during our walk.
Yep.
And we hope you appreciate it, or
If
hope
you have
you
any
enjoyed
other
it.
questions, drop them in the comments below, and we will do our best to answer them while the video is on and try to answer your questions.
Yeah. And we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you all so much for being here and watching all our videos.
And thank you to all our members who support our channel in a little additional way. We appreciate that. And all the lovely comments from you guys that have kept us going over the years.
Yes.
So, couldn't have done it without you guys.
You guys are like family.
Yep.
We like
The
seeing all of
Off-Grid
your
J and
comments.
Jen yeah, it keeps us going. So, thank you very much. And best wishes, everybody.
Yep. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you are on your mobile device, swipe to hype.
Best wishes, everybody.
Bye. Stand there for a second, like off to the side a little so you can have a thumbnail.